Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Commitment, where we do just a little bit of exercise, but we exercise every day. That's the key to it. Usually I throw the glasses at the beginning. Anyway, we got to get back to the show. Here's the point. It's horizontal pull-up day. I got to do horizontal pull-ups. I got to do 80% on my horizontal pull-ups. My max is 15. So that means 12, 3 sets of 4. We got our bar. It's got some tape marks on here. That's key. I've been thinking, usually I put my hands about here on the tape marks. I'm doing a little bit wider than the tape marks this time. I kind of noticed it felt a little better that way last time. Also, a new thing I've got is these tape marks on the ground. So I start out by putting my heels where these tape marks are, right? And so I know I'm right under the bar, and I always put the bar in the same place here on the counter. So I'm trying to zone in on getting this just the way I want it mechanically. So a little bit wider than my tape marks right now is what I'm doing. All right, let's sort of come down. All right, now there's a couple steps here. We're going to start by tightening our shoulder blades like this. Okay, so tighten the shoulder blades like that, not too much, but nice and tight. Then we're going to tighten the rest of our body. Make sure the head stays straight. We're going to pull all the way up. All the way. Oof. We did not quite make it. 2. All right. We're just going to take a break. We're going to take a break. Those are the worst 2. I didn't want to start horizontal pull-ups today. I was like, I don't feel like exercising. It's like 2 in the afternoon. I was putting it off. I want to do some new video editing with my new video editor, but I couldn't get in touch with him, and I didn't know how to plan the video for today. And so I was kind of putting it off, and I'm like, I got to get it done. I just got to get going on it. You know, a lot of times that'll really just get going in your exercise. It'll make a big difference. Well, guess what? I really was like, I'm going to do it just right this time. I'm going to hold it in just the right spot, get right in the tape marks. And I pulled, and I was like, I got to about here. I didn't even get all the way up to my chest. Anyway, that was pretty disappointing. That's going to happen sometimes in your exercises, guys. You're going to have days where something weird is off or whatever it is. So don't let it get to you. Although that got to me a little bit because these pull-ups have not made as much progress as my other exercises. I made much more progress on the push-ups. I was only doing 5, and they were terrible form when I first started. And now I'm doing 20, really 24 for max, but 20 on my 80% days. And my form looks awesome. Like they're way better push-ups now than I used to do. A way straighter body. These guys are in more. I'm using less shoulder, more tricep and pec. It's just a way better push-up. And my squats, I'm doing awesome on. The squats, we've got, we're up to freaking 50 pounds, right? And when we already did 15 at 50 pounds, and that's just going to keep moving up. So we made a lot of progress. These guys we haven't done as long, right? But, man, we're struggling with it, man, because we're doing the pull-ups outside, but we can only do 1 or 2. It's really hard to get a full pull-up. And I was also kind of pulling my body up in a weird way. I wasn't holding my body straight. I wasn't really, I didn't really feel like I was making as much progress there. So I was bringing them inside. And at first I felt like I was making huge progress inside. I jumped my number up pretty quick. But then I realized I wasn't quite all the way to the ground, and I made the bar higher. And now the bar's higher. I just did a few, and I was able to get them going, get some horizontal pull-ups, and I was able to kind of increase my max a little bit. I'm up to 15 on these. One of these days I did do 3 sets of 5. But I feel like it's really hard to get your form right on them because where you put your feet and the way you angle your body changes the difficulty of them. I talked about this before in another video. Part of the reason I'm talking so long, guys, is I want to get a long rest here, man. I want to hit my chest. I've been thinking a lot of times I aim kind of for here on my chest, right? I've been thinking maybe aim a little lower, maybe a little more towards the midpoint of my chest here. Anyway, maybe I'll do that. That'll make the distance a little bit less. I don't know, man. That was weird. Maybe, see, normally I was looking at the bar, like when I first started, I was looking at the bar as I pulled up, and so my head was always like this, so I could watch it. Oh, did I make it? Did I make it all the way to the chest, right? And then I'm like, let's hold the head straight and do it. That seems more natural, right? But at the same time, when I ran out of steam, I'm like, I don't even know how close I was. I think I was here, but it was just really, I tried to peek, but man, those were some of my worst reps I have had on this thing. So I'm going to give it another shot. What we're going to do is, I think maybe the reason is I hung a little differently. So let's get our feet on the tape marks. Let's grab here. I did do a little wider than I usually do. Right? I didn't mean to knock that guy off. Alright. So let's just relax, first of all. Alright, just relax. Alright, hey guys, I'm relaxing. Alright, now, I think what happened is I might have sort of tightened first like this, right? And then sort of tightened everything. Maybe I went a little slower. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're just going to try it. We're going to see if we can get a good pull. Maybe, I'm not going to do that little extra bit of wideness. We're going to go right at the tape marks. Maybe that made a difference too. Alright, so let's start by tightening shoulders. Yeah, you know, I don't know, maybe these tape marks, I could come a little back. If I come back a little more, then when I come up, that puts me a little more of an angle. It makes them a little easier to do. So I'm going to do that too. So you did a couple things to make it a little bit easier. And I'm really, what it is one tape mark is a little, my tape marks are a little skew on the floor. They're not perfect. So I think that might be part of it too. So anyway, we're going to pull back just a little bit from the tape marks, change our angle. Okay, we're going to tighten shoulders. Then we're going to tighten the rest of our body. Then we're going to pull all the way up to the chest. 1, 2. Yeah, that was okay, but the bar kind of moved. Here we go, 3. And I'm going to come down. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I think these tape marks need to be moved. We're going to move our tape marks. That was only 3, and the third one was wacky. I was like, oh, like these are not good horizontal pull-ups. But I'm telling you guys, what I found is some days you're just a little weaker than others. You know, that's one thing, like a little off. But also, sometimes you're learning new things. Sometimes you've got a little bit of an injury you don't know about. There's lots of things that can mess you up, right? And we don't know always what all those things are. And we think, whoa, this is never going to work, or we're going backwards or whatever. No, you're just having a bad day. You got to get back at it. A little bit of exercise every day. So that's what it's about. Let's change your angle a little bit. You guys don't see the top quite as much. Right there, we can see what's happening on the ground a little more. Okay, guys, so one of the problems is this slides a little bit on the counter, and that can change my angle a little bit. That's another thing I was thinking about. But I did move my tape marks back. So now I've got my heels on my tape marks, and the bar is not as directly over me. It's a little more forward, I guess. Secondly, let's see if we went this bar, make sure it's straight. All right, tape marks. Yeah, you know, the thing about this is kind of pulls kind of pulls the bar forward a little bit. This is interesting. I mean, I'll tell you what, let's move this table a little bit. There we go. All right, we're moving everything around, guys. We're moving stuff around. Things are happening. Moving tape marks. I wanted to get this angle to make it a little bit easier because that's going to have a better day if I can get a full rep, full range of motion, everything, and not do it cheating. So I'm just trying to make it a little easier by changing the angle a little bit, guys. That's what's going on here. All right, so here we go. I got to change this angle though a little bit because the way this is braced. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to start by see it's bracing wrong. Okay, so we're going to start by tightening legs, chest, hip, everything. 1, 2. We're going to go 3. All right, so we wanted 3 sets of 4, right? Which would be a 80% day. But I couldn't get the angle right. This thing kept sliding. So what happened is if you're under the bar, it's a little bit harder, right? So I was sliding myself back a little bit like that to make it easier, and the bar slid more. So anyway, that's only 8. We want to do more. We want to have 4 rep sets today. But I think I'm really struggling here, partly because of this, the fact that this can slide and get my angles wrong and stuff. But I'm just really disappointed, man. This is a very disappointing result. I feel like the setup is messing me up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go outside to the tree, and we're going to try something, guys. We're going to see what happens, all right? We'll be right back. Get ready.